Have you ever felt happy and then stressed and then totally calm all in the same day? Of course you have. You're not alone in that. Today, we're going to take a little journey through that emotional spectrum, a trip we all take pretty much every single day. All right, let's get into it.
So you see these words, happy, stressed, emotional, calm. They feel like they should belong to different days, Or at the very least, different parts of our lives, separated by a lot of time. But as we're about to see, that's really not how it works.
I mean, what if these feelings aren't miles apart at all? What if they all show up in a single day, maybe even in just a few hours? If that sounds familiar, well, you are in very, very good company. This is just the reality for so many of us.
Okay, let's try to map out what a typical day of emotions actually looks like. And we're not talking about some huge, dramatic movie plot here. We're talking about the real, everyday shifts in feeling that we all go through, a lot of the time because of what's happening around us.
Think about it. You wake up, you're feeling pretty happy, content with the morning. Then, boom, noon hits, and the stress from work starts to pile on. By the evening, you might feel more thoughtful, a little pensive, maybe even a bit emotional. And then finally, by nighttime, you find that quiet, that sense of calm.
Does that sound familiar at all?
Yeah, this isn't being unstable. This is just being alive.
But what about those times when our feelings seem to shift for no clear reason at all? Let's talk about that unseen inner world, those moments when our emotions just seem to take on a life of their own, completely separate from anything obvious happening outside.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Smiling one moment and tearing up the next. It's that baffling yet completely human experience of a sudden emotional change. There's no trigger, no big event that caused it, just feelings. And believe me, it happens to absolutely everyone.
And this image here captures that perfectly. On the surface, she looks totally calm, maybe just lost in thought. But if you look closer, underneath that quiet surface, there's a whole world of emotions happening. We all have that hidden inner life that doesn't always line up with what people see on the outside. So why? Why does this happen? Let's get into the why a little bit, but don't worry. This isn't about diagnosing anything. It's really just about exploring that amazing, fascinating connection between our minds and our bodies.
Hormones. Yep, they play a huge role in this story. Just think about the stress hormone cortisol spiking right before a deadline, or how chemicals in our brain like serotonin can affect our sense of happiness. This isn't some scary medical thing, it's just about understanding the natural rhythms of our own bodies and how they can create these emotional ups and downs. It's completely 100% normal.
So when these emotional waves hit, what do? Well, we don't fight them. We learn to ride them with a little bit of compassion and self-care. And the most important thing here is, this isn't about fixing yourself. It's about loving yourself through the entire process.
And hey, self-care doesn't have to be some expensive spa day. What's your go-to move? Is it journaling? Taking a few deep breaths? Maybe just sipping a warm cup of tea? What's so amazing is that these really small acts of self-love can make a gigantic difference in how we navigate that inner world of ours.
And you know what's really cool? We're not just keeping these feelings locked up inside anymore. Let's talk about how this whole idea of emotional honesty is kind of going public, a lot of it thanks to social media.
I mean, you've seen these, right? Those viral reels that do quick cuts of someone going through 5 different moods in like 15 seconds flat. And the caption is always something like, "Mood swings are real." And just like that, with that simple post, millions of people out there feel seen and understood.
But it goes deeper than just saying, hey, mood swings are a thing. It's about owning them. And this quote just nails it. Acknowledging her mood swings, but standing strong. See, your emotions aren't your weakness. Actually, understanding them might just be your greatest superpower.
Which brings us to the really big idea here. What if we just stopped seeing our range of emotions as some kind of problem we need to solve, and instead started seeing it as a source of incredible, genuine power? Let me just say that one more time because it's so important. Feeling a whole spectrum of emotions is not weakness. It is emotional strength. It's a sign of deep awareness and resilience. It means you are tuned into yourself, and that is a powerful, beautiful thing. So what does this kind of emotional strength even look like? Well, it's not about being a robot, completely shut off from feeling. It's about a quiet confidence, a self-assured smile, and this kind of power that comes from truly knowing and loving yourself, all of yourself, moods and all. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to chew on. What if our greatest strength isn't found in controlling our emotions, but in truly embracing them,
all of them, the happy, the sad, the whole beautifully messy package.